Hey everybody, this is David at Barnyard Bees. Here's what I want to show you today. We have a mess that's pretty bad shape, and this occasionally happens even when you respect the bee space. I know people say you gotta respect that. I understand that, but sometimes, and especially when you involve the plastic frames, this will happen. And it seems like they do it more with the plastic frames, and what they do with these, they tend to leave a space. They'll come out, they'll draw out, and then they'll connect. And a lot of times it has to do with the if it's not hot enough, if it's not warm enough, temperatures, sometimes they will do this. We was told by the owner of the company, because we described this problem that we have with these, and that's what they do. But later on, like now, after May, they seem to do okay while the honey flows on. After the honey flows on, they don't like to draw them out too much. So there's a short time period you can use these, and they can cause a mess. So there's a mess we got, and right here you can see, because it's like domino effect. Once one frame is drawn out wrong and another one right beside it, they can continue all the way across into a very bad pattern. And that's what we got right here. So what I've done, there's a lot of brood in here, and it would be a shame to lose all that brood. But see how they're going up underneath the brood, up under the wax. They build like space to bring it out, so they could go in beneath it. So there's a lot of bees still in here, and it would be a shame to lose all that brood. So here's what I do in a situation like that. First of all, hopefully out of all those frames, hopefully there'll be one that's decent, and there was one decent. You can see where I cleaned this mess out here, and I still got it laying here. There was one frame that was decent. I cleaned it up a little bit. I placed the queen back in the box. I shook some bees back in. And then I did just like I was doing a split. I treated it just like a split. So they'll continue. See how the frames are all drawn up tight? You can't do any more than the frames drawn up tight. And make sure you respect the space, of course, on each side. We understand that. But sometimes it just, regardless, they do that with these plastic frames. And still, we used one here. And as they draw these out, I'll probably pull it back out and put a starter strip back in, because you can't put two starter strips together because they'll do the same thing. So that's what I did. I put the queen right here. So in a situation like this, like the old saying goes, if you get a bunch of lemons, make lemonade. So that's kind of about what we did here. So what I did, I put all these bad, ugly frames over here, knowing these bees are going to hatch out. And in the process, while there's this many resources still in here, these will also make a bunch of queen cells. Now, I know a lot of people, and I've debated people about this before, so I'm not really going to get into it too much, between a swarm cell and a supersedure cell. Folks, look, I've used both of them, and I see absolutely no difference in the quality of them. They do fine. It's an old wives' tale that people throw those on the ground and they're wasting money. I'm just telling you how it is. I've done this. We run a lot of bees here, and that, you're wasting money when you throw those on the ground. There's nothing wrong with those queen cells. If that was a case, every time a wild nest of bees, colony of bees in the woods lost their queen by accident, by some reason, a limb broke, whatever, then that colony's done forever, if that was the case. Because they now got to supersede that queen, right? So now, if they had to supersede her, then those cells are no good. And then some people say, yeah, well, what they'll do, they'll let a temporary queen come up from the supersedure and raise a few brood, then they'll kill her, and then that's just not true. That's so false. But anyway, I don't want to get into that too deep. Like I said, what we'll do, we'll let this set here and let these bees hatch out, and there won't be a queen in there that's going to replace all those old nasty frames. So in the process, it's going to take 30 days for this colony to do virtually a walkaway split. So within that 30 days, all those bees are going to hatch here. There won't be any more to replace them, and then we can pull those frames out without regret of losing any brood, because all the brood by then will be hatched out. And in the process of that, there'll be a lot of queen cells we can go in here and harvest. So that will work excellent. I mean, like I said, we made lemonade out of it, and it will work. The sad part is, we was pulling it out to sell. We lost some time there because we have a lot of customers that we got to supply with nukes, and we're pushing the 700 mark on our nukes this year, and so we got a lot of nukes to get out. But that'll pay off too. We'll use these queen cells and we'll do more splits with them and such. But I just thought it's not often I come across a situation like this, so that's why I pulled the camera out and started videotaping it, so I could share that with you, so you could see and understand how we do that. So if you have a situation like that, do the same thing. Pull it over and let all those bees hatch out, and then from there you can pull this junk out as they hatch. Pull these bad combs out, replace them with good frames. If you don't have any drawn frames, then put you some starter strips in there occasionally, but be careful when you do. You don't want to put a starter strip in between that junk. So you'll have to do it carefully, and as this pull them out and get rid of them. And maybe it would be a good idea to put in full sheets of foundation actually in a situation like this, because you don't want to put two starter strips together, or you don't want to put a starter strip in between this trash. So you may have to use full sheets in a situation like this. So just wanted to get that idea out. Hopefully that'll help some people. Pass these videos along. Please share them everywhere. Don't forget, we're having our coffee bee chat May 26th. It's on a Saturday. Come out and chat with myself, Jimmy, and Gary Beavers will be there. He's a local beekeeper that helps us out, that's been beekeeping for years. And people come in, and by that time, as the year progresses and goes on, we're hoping that we can help people with situations that are developing as the year goes on. So that's why we're kind of spacing these bee chats out about every 6 weeks or so. So we'll have that one May 26th, and we'll probably have one in early July, sometime around July, and then about every 6 weeks after, all the way through the year. So that's what we're looking at trying to do. So please pass these videos along. Please like, please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching Barnyard Bees.